Today I'm here with someone who's been, quite frankly, the talk of the town, Harshit Agarwal, who has, against all odds, impossibly gotten 100% in the ISC boards. So, what was your reaction after you got your marks, and did you expect such amazing marks?
Of course, nobody really expects 100%. I was expecting to get pretty good marks, but when, of course, I saw my mark sheet, I was pleasantly surprised and I was shocked. It was not something that I would have thought would happen, but it was something that made my day.
What would you say is your biggest challenge or biggest struggle that you faced while preparing for the boards?
Would probably be finding the right balance between my academics and extracurricular activities and understanding concepts in subjects that I traditionally found difficult, such as physics, because I come from a science stream and I've done a lot of activities outside of school and in school as well. So balancing my academics with everything that I'm doing, such as public speaking and taking part in different competitions, was kind of what I had to do to get these marks.
Here's your typical study routine, and how would you go about learning or understanding a concept that you found difficult?
For a study routine, I actually didn't really have a fixed study routine. Essentially, whenever I did get time and whenever I felt like I wanted to study, I would study. Typically pretty late in the night. There were some days I started studying maybe at 1 or 2 in the night, and I studied till the morning and I slept all day. And as for challenges with concepts, it's very basic. It's very fundamental. There's nothing too complicated about it. You understand the concept, you read about it, you try to come up with examples, and then most importantly, you solve questions to test your understanding. And when you got comfortable with questions, that's when you know that you're clear with that concept.
So during the boards, a lot of people have anxiety or nerves. So have you ever struggled with that? And if so, what do you feel is the best way to manage that and get over it?
I have struggled with that problem during my class 10 boards. The main issue that comes is being underconfident. Essentially, just need to have confidence in yourself and in your abilities that you know enough to go and give the exam and get a good mark. That's all. That's all you need.
A huge misconception that it's impossible or very, very hard to get a full in English. So, did you get a full in English as well?
So in ISC, unlike in CBSE, you actually need to get a full in English to get 100%, because the way that the mark works is you have to get full in 4 subjects and English is compulsory. So it's English plus 3. So I got a 400 out of 400, including 100 in English.
So, how did you manage? How do you study for a subject that everyone thinks it's impossible to get a full in?
It's really difficult to explain how you study for English. I personally did not really typically studied a lot for English. For example, in language, my grammar and my writing is traditionally pretty good, and the ISC and ICSE curriculum really kind of introduces you well to English. So if you kind of end up writing a very good essay with pretty good grammar and you don't make any mistakes in the grammar and comprehension, it's not that tough to get a 99 or 100 in language. And literature, as long as you read the text meticulously and carefully and you know what is there in the text, you will get your MCQs right. And if you do get your MCQs right, there is a very good chance that you get your writing questions right as well. So even if you get a combination of 99 and 100, let's say 99 in language and 100 in literature, that also brings you to 100 in English. It's not that you need to get 100 in both language and literature.
What would you say was your biggest strength, and what was one weakness that you thought that you need to overcome before giving your boards?
So my biggest strength throughout the journey, I would say, again, going back to that balance, that I was able to find that balance, and then I had people around me, maybe my parents, maybe my friends, who kind of always encouraged me and who always believed in me. I did not have one person in my environment who sort of said that no, I could not do it, because that, if there is such a person, that really takes a toll on your mindset, and I feel the mindset is really important. It's all about the confidence that you have in yourself, because if you don't believe that you cannot do something, then there's no way that you're going to achieve it. So it starts with you believing that you can do it. And as for a weakness, I think I am kind of honored and I'm kind of very blessed that I can say that I didn't really have any one big weakness that others don't face. The weaknesses were there, such as not understanding concepts, and kind of there was a lot of hard work, consistency. But that is not something that I can say that only I had to face. Everyone has to face something like that, right?
So, which college are you headed to this? Will it be this September?
Yes, so I'll be headed to college this August or September, and I'm still weighing my choices. I'll probably either end up going to the US or to the Singapore, maybe to a college like NUS, and I'm planning on pursuing something in the STEM field, either physics or something like computer science or computer engineering.
So, apart from studies, what extracurriculars did you have to in order to in order to get into such a prestigious university?
I did have a lot of stuff in school. For example, I've been in public speaking since class 9. I have chaired MUNs, I've been in the executive board, I've participated in one MUNs, and I've also taken part in a lot of STEM competitions, not just in Calcutta but outside as well. For example, last year I went to Mumbai to take part in a math Olympiad. I also went to the US. I traveled to the NASA Kennedy Space Center to take part in something called a space settlement design competition, which is quite interesting. Then there was a lot of miscellaneous stuff here and there. I've been part of my school leadership. I was a part of the prefectorial body, and I've headed a lot of events in my school, outside of my school. I've done volunteering, I've had passion projects, and just stuff all over the place.
One thinks that only getting good marks is the ticket to getting into a good university. So what are your thoughts on that?
That structure might still work in a country like India. If you're applying abroad, then there's really no way that you can get into a prestigious university by getting as high as a mark you can get. And for me, the achievement, I would say, has not been getting 100% while doing my activities. I would say it has been doing my activities while getting 100%.
So before the boards, how did you revise effectively? How do you ensure that all the content was thoroughly revised and understood?
So for me personally, I hated studying a day or two before the boards. All I did, maybe 1 day or 2 days before the boards, I got out as many practice papers and past year questions as I could. I would just solve those questions, because I didn't like sitting and studying a topic, but I loved solving questions on that topic. Because that actually tested what I had studied, and that made me apply my knowledge, and that is what I found fun, to be very honest. So that's what I would usually do.
What stream did you take and why?
I took the science stream in 11 and 12. That's physics, chemistry, maths, computer science, and English. The reason I took science personally was because of two reasons. Number one, I really liked the subjects. I really liked that I was challenged in those subjects like physics and chemistry, because they are really difficult to understand. And second, for essentially how rigorous it is, for how it tests me and how it challenges me, and how I really have to work for it to get some marks in those subjects.
Finally, what advice would you like to give to class 9 or 11 students or class 10 or 12 students right now who are going to give their boards?
To those students who are going to give their boards in the future, I would just like to say that do your own thing. Don't be influenced a lot by what other people are doing. There is absolutely no need to get a very good mark in the board exams. Just have something in your life that you're passionate about. I've always believed that you might not be very good at studies, but if there's maybe if you like football a lot and you want to be a professional footballer, then that's great. Just have something in your life that you're passionate about, and just don't waste any time in your life. Do something, look forward to something, have a goal in your life. That's all.